right. Hey guys, we are live. This is Big John. I'm here in Alaska. I live in Anchorage, Alaska, by the way. And what we're getting ready to do is I am probably trying to burn the house down. I've been making chicken wings from frozen. I purchased these wings at Costco Business Center a while back, and they come in these nice, nifty little blue bags at about 10 pounds per bag of chicken wings. I had to put them in the sink earlier. I wanted to get that done and this process started before I started recording because, yeah, you totally get your fingers all messy and stuff. But right now what we got going on is I got chicken wings in the oven. I got approximately 52 seconds left before I start breaking them out. And we're going to see how they are. I have my handy dandy little temperature probe that I had from the last video. I'll probably get that turned on here. And I'm going to actually check the temperature. Now I'm looking for about 165 degrees internal temperature. Like I said, I'm not a cooking channel. This is all new stuff to me. I just randomly hit record and hope for the best in most cases. So it could be kind of fun, but you never know. So this thing's getting ready and I'm going to pop this out and we're going to get this camera flipped around so you guys can see what the heck I'm doing. And there we go. But okay. So here we got my interesting stove. Drop you guys down a little bit so you can see a little bit better what's going on. There we go. All right, we're gonna shut that timer off and I'm gonna start dragging these out and show you what I got going on here. Like I said, we're doing chicken wings in the oven. Whew, yeah, definitely got a lot of smoke coming out right now. I haven't figured out how to do chicken wings without them being really smoky. Now that one over there is going to be, if they go back in, I'm going to have to switch these around. So this one's going to go on the top and that one's going to go on the bottom. We'll get the holy fire shut off there. But all right, we're going to check the internal temperature here of one of these wings. And we'll choose one of these big boys in the middle. That's the biggest one I got there. Now I'm right down to the bone. Okay, let's see where we get to. 113, 120, 126. I might have to put these back in for a few more minutes. We'll have to see here. But every time I do chicken wings, I wind up, that's actually not too bad. Now they need to be at 165. But if they don't quite make it there, that's okay, because what I'm doing is I'm just setting the stage for later on today. I'm going to put these in the Tupperware, and then we're going to put them in the air fryer later for dinner. So each one of these fits in a large Tupperware. But yeah, we're going to put these in for at least another 10 minutes. Okay, yeah. That's what we'll do. And we'll see how that works out. But yeah, chicken wings, and these things were just frozen like not even an hour ago, like frozen solid. So we're gonna put you on the bottom, and then we'll get the other one. We're gonna put this one on the top. I might have screwed up the order, but whatever. I'm only gonna go back in for another 10 minutes or so. And bon voyage. We will see you guys in a little bit. Set this timer. Let's see. Set that for 10 minutes. And we'll probably be up to temperature by that time. I really like this little handy dandy temperature thing. Now there's another thing that I found on this is that we can I can automatically adjust the temperature on the mode. So if I want the alarm to go off at like 155, I just set it at that, and that's what I preset it to last time, because I normally do like hamburgers and stuff like that either in the air fryer or in the oven, and that way when that timer pops off at 155, I pull it out, and then you're going to get a little pre-cook going on. And you know, as they're resting, they're actually going to continue cooking all the way up to 160. So yeah, totally cool. I'm sweating. Wow, I'm really hot. Oh, so how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing all right. Now I got this cheeky little license plate cover. I bought this on Amazon for like 15-20 bucks. I'm gonna put that on later on my Jeep. And I did buy some advertising stickers for my Jeep as well. You know, let's say Big Man Alaska, YouTube. Follow me at Big Man Alaska. And I primarily talk about like weight loss, carnivore type topics. This week here, what I got going on is right now I'm currently doing a 36-hour fast with a 12-hour eating window after that. I started this fast on Sunday, so technically my fast will be over tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And the wife helped me figure out the time frames and all that and how it's going to work, because I wanted it to roll over into my Saturday morning weigh-in. That way I can get the most accurate reading. I'll still be fasting. The end of the fast will be at 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. So that's when I get my weights. And hello, Error, Harperness, what's up? Hey, how you doing, guys? But I do my weigh-ins every Saturday morning regardless, and I just try to, you know, see if I lost any weight or if I gained any weight throughout the week, because I do so many different strategies, either fasting type strategies or eating strategies. Sometimes I'll do a fast where I can actually eat some food, because apparently that works. Now, I've done a sardine fast, I've done egg fast. I've been thinking about and tossing around the idea of doing the lion diet. And if I do try that, I'm going to try it for first 5 days and see how that goes on to the weekend. And then if I like it, I might continue it on for the entire month. But that is still completely up in the air. Connor's cool. Is that cool? Yeah, it looks like cool. Hello. I just want to say hello. I'm Big John. I live here in Anchorage, Alaska. I should have probably got myself a glass of water before I got started today. That's one of my many mistakes that I make, and I do make a lot of mistakes when I'm doing live videos, but that's what makes it fun. So yeah, we're going to fill this cup up with some water. That way, if I start coughing and choking, I have something to calm it down a little bit. Yeah, this is my Carlisle mug, by the way. This is what Carlisle gives you if you make them $1 million. That's their thank you. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend going to work for Carlisle, because if you make them a lot of money, they're going to give you something silly like this. Yeah, we don't work there anymore. That was a long time ago. But anyhow, so who do we got in here? We got Connor Cooley, Harpiness. All right, cool. All right, yes, I know how to spell. Just spelled my name different for once. Okay. Okay, right on. But yeah, back to insanity. Thank you for jumping in there. But yeah, back to the fast that I'm doing. I've heard a lot about the 36-hour fast, and I've been actually talking to some of the doctors online about the 36-hour fast and trying to come up with my own routine to hopefully make it work right. Like I said, the wife did get me set up on a pretty good schedule. She did it like that quick, because I was trying to figure out, all right, what time I should start the fast to correspond with my weigh-in on Saturday, because I didn't want to be like right in the middle of a fast and then get ready to do a weigh-in. But the eating window will start like right after my weigh-in on Saturday morning. I typically get up around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Then I come down the hall and I get my weight. And then shortly after that, I start recording my weekly weekend video for my video updates. I do update my weight and what I've been doing throughout the week. So that's the video that I'm creating for the weekend, just so everybody knows. Let's see, something different. Yeah. Let's see, Paisana. I'm terrible at getting the pronunciations. Yeah, I made a live. Hi everyone. Yeah, I appreciate you jumping in. But the doctors I talked to were pretty adamant about how well a 36-hour fast works, and that it gets you like really deep down into autophagy. It curbs a lot of cravings, and I've been suffering from some cravings at times, not too horribly bad, but a lot of times the cravings that I've been getting on carnivore are kind of silly cravings. They're typically fruit cravings, not so much carb cravings. Once in a while, I'll be craving like nuts or cashews or something like that, but I try to curb that down. The one thing off the rails that I will still have is I use like this cauliflower pizza I buy at Costco. Now, not the best ingredients in there, but it works for what I need it to do, which is curb my my craving for pizza. I was a horrible pizza addict. And I'm the kind of guy that likes to eat the whole pizza. Well, that pizza itself is only about 1,200 calories or something like that. So I can just, you know, cook a pizza up, takes 15, 20 minutes in the oven, and then boom, I got a pizza in me. And then I'm not worried about going out to one of the local restaurants here and getting the wrong type of pizza, which is really going to make me go backwards. Hey there. Hi, Tommy. Let's see. Tommy Temper. Hi, everyone. Hey, nice to see you guys in here. I appreciate you showing up. Right now behind me, we are trying to burn the house down with chicken wings. I have currently just started learning how to cook chicken wings and stuff like that. So I spent, you know, 3 or 4 days trying to figure out how I wanted to do it. And then I experimented a little bit with my own way of doing it. And, you know, and we're starting off with a big frozen 10-pound chunk of chicken wings. So I got to get them thawed out, and then I got to separate the wing tips and, you know, separate the drummies and the actual wing itself. And it takes a little bit of learning, and there is a technique to cutting through the joints and stuff like that to make it go a little bit quicker. And this was my second attempt this time, and it went a whole lot faster than the first try, because it was really, really hard for me to, you know, get through all those wings the first time. And I still have a little bitty scar on my finger from the last time I was using scissors, and I wound up cutting myself with the scissors. But yeah, that's what new guys do from time to time. Carnivore, I don't know what that is. Carno-veg, you're Carno-veg. Isn't that's kind of like ketovore, I would imagine. LOL, trying to burn the house down. Yep, that's kind of where we're at. I've already set my smoke alarm off in my son's room, which is like right over here. And I had to shut the door because that thing kept going off. And we got about 2 minutes left on the timer. I can probably break those out right now and see where we're at. Because I did get a handy dandy temperature thing here. This thing is super cool. I like it. It's really helpful. This little probe right here. So I'll get you guys set back up. This alarm's going to go off anyways. I can pull them out right now and see what's going on. So pulling them out a few minutes early is just fine. Now, if I get close to my 165, I'm just going to pull them now, because we're just going to let them cool, and then they're going to go right in the air fryer tonight after they sit in the fridge for a while. All right, there we go. Those are looking great. Man, now the last time I made these, the family just tore them up. They thought these were like the bomb. And it's so much cheaper doing it this way. So, yeah, I really like that. That it doesn't cost me near as much. And we're going to find this fat one over here again. We're going to get right down in there. There's a little juice coming out. So let's see what we got for a temperature here. Now this was just a preset temperature I had for doing burgers. So whenever I cook a burger, it'll pop off at 155 and I can pull it out. All right, we're getting up there finally. Good. 150, 152. We're pretty close, 155, almost, and that's the alarm. You can hit the stop button there. Okay, we're not bad there. All right, 160. We're pretty close to 160. Oh, yeah, I think we're good to go, because like I said, we're going to be reheating these in the air fryer later. So that way I can just let these things cool off. If you want to get a cool little shot of what these things look like. I mean, they look absolutely amazing. Now, I didn't do a whole lot to these. I just set them out here on the rack, and I didn't even put them dry like they recommend. I just like to I'm going to shut the oven off, shut the timer off. I just like to set them on the rack right after taking them out of the sink. I let them sit for a little while, and then I'll put some salt, pepper. One of the seasonings I like to use is Redmond's real salt, organic garlic salt. I like that. I use a little bit of this pepper here. And another seasoning I like to use as well, and this is one of those debatable type ones, but I just bought this the last time I was out at the store, and you just sprinkle a little bit on. Most of it falls off anyways, so it's not a super huge deal. But yeah, it actually works out pretty good. Now the kids absolutely loved the flavor of those. They thought those were absolutely amazing. So we're going to try that again tonight. We're going to get these things cooled off here, and in a little bit we're just going to pop these things right back into the Cricket. Okay, we're gonna pop them into the air fryer tonight, and that's what they're gonna have for dinner. And I'm hoping there's gonna be enough left over for me tomorrow, because that's when my fast is over, which is at 6 a.m. in the morning. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna eat then. But I've been doing fasting for so long. Let's say 45, 46 weeks now, or maybe this is week 46 of since I started this weight loss journey overall. But I started out with fasting, and I tend to like to go back to it because I've had such great results with fasting. I've been doing it, I do it on a 5-day schedule. So like Monday through Friday is where I focus 90% of my effort. That way on the weekends, I can kind of eat whatever type of normal diet I'm doing at the time. Now, before I started carnivore, I was doing keto. So once I was done fasting, I was doing a keto type diet on the weekends. And then after that, I was doing, because keto got super confusing for me, because you go to the store, you pick up something that says keto, and it's just got a bunch of stuff in it. So I was getting really confused. I was talking to a lot of people that were doing keto, and they weren't really helpful. Not like the carnivore community has been for me, because if I have an issue with anything on the carnivore diet, or I think something might feel weird or off, I can just pretty much reach out and talk to anybody that's out here on the internet, on the platforms, and everybody is just so willing to help you out. I haven't found that to be the case with many other diets or anything I've done in the past. And it's just like you start losing weight, and then you're just lost. You're like, well, okay, I lost some weight. Now what do I do? And, when you're doing the carnivore diet, it's not like that. You get to a plateau and you're like, hey guys, you can go to a random video, and comment to somebody like, hey, I'm having issues with this or that. And they'll give you some pretty darn good advice. And then you try it out. It might work for you. It might not work for you. But that's the fun of it all, is that every day is an experiment. And every time you're trying to lose weight, we're literally doing a body experiment, which is no different than what we did to gain weight in the first place. Is we were, basically just experimenting with ourselves and what we were eating. And then we wound up gaining a whole bunch of weight. And then now a lot of us were in our, between 45 and 60 years old. We got a lot of catching up to do, because we let things go. We got lazy because, our biggest excuse was, I have to work. And then when you get home, you're just tired, and you just eat food and go to bed. Then you wake up the next morning, you eat food and go to work, and then you're eating food while you're at work. And then it still goes to the crazy circle of how we gained weight in the first place. It's absolutely insane what we do to ourselves. But yeah, so, when I started losing weight, I really didn't find it to be that difficult, because I started out with a 5-day water fast. And that sounds insane. And when I was doing it, I felt like I was doing something insane. I didn't think it was a good idea. And then I found out later on that, man, this is a great idea. It really worked. It got 30 pounds of water weight, at least 30 pounds of water weight off my bones, like in the first 5 days. Now just imagine, like, starting the week off, and by the end of the week, you got rid of 30 pounds of water weight off your legs, off your whole body. And that was just what kickstarted the whole process of me starting to lose weight and sharing my journey on YouTube, was that first 5-day water fast. Now, when I started losing weight, I couldn't communicate very well at all. I was on here, just trying to make random content, trying to explain my journey. It was very difficult. Just one 15-minute video would take me hours just to get the recording done, just to talk the way I wanted to talk, or the lighting was wrong. There was always something wrong, no matter what, when I was trying to create a video. So, my mental clarity was horrible. So I was constantly distracted. Little things would just make me upset. My cats would do things. My dog would walk across the floor with her fingernails, and it would just drive me absolutely berserk. That stuff doesn't bother me now. And that was the one thing I liked about carnivore, because after I started doing it, and I wasn't doing it perfectly either, but I started doing it for, a period of weeks, and I was doing it on a 90-10 eating principle, which is 90% meats and fats, and 10% I love my life. Now, I found out a lot of people are eating that way, just like I say. So, they're focused on 90% meats and fats, and 10% whatever spectrum they're on. Either it's keto, ketovore, or they're just wrecking it for the other 10%. That's all up to the individual. That worked out pretty good. Now, I have been trying to be more 100% carnivore throughout this whole journey, and throughout the process, I'm just trying to see what further benefits I can find by being more strict with my diet. So if I can manage, a long stretch of 100% carnivore, I can actually, honestly say like, all right, well, maybe I found some of these benefits, but I didn't find other benefits, and there's so many claims to the benefits of the carnivore diet that a lot of people are talking about. Now, some people look at it and they're like, oh, that's an absolute absurd diet, but it works for a lot of people. Just like keto works for a lot of people. We got the Atkins diet, that all works for a lot of people. This guy with the snake juice, that guy, he's got his own thing. They all make sense in their own way, but for me, being horribly active and going to the gym all the time is not sustainable. And I always make excuses not to do stuff, like not to go out with friends or not to go to a family member's house or this or that. So the excuses is another thing I have to deal with on a regular, constant basis, all the time with any diet that I'm doing. I mean, exercising and stuff like that. There's always an excuse. I don't feel like going. I'm tired. I hurt my finger. It's crazy. But yeah, guys. So like I said, we got these chicken wings over here, and they look absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, I cannot eat these because I'm on a fasting week. Let's see there. Pasana, hey, big man. Hey, thank you for chiming in and saying hello. But yeah, we get on here, we do these random live streams just for fun, see who jumps in. But yeah, totally awesome. So these took approximately 50 to 55 minutes to cook in the oven. Now I had to rotate the racks. I did the first 20 minutes, and then I pulled them out and I just swapped the place because I had to put one on the top, one on the bottom. And then after that, so about 40 minutes in, I pulled them back out, and then I just flipped them all over so they get nice and golden brown all the way on the other side. And then I put them back in for an additional 10 minutes and took the temperature, and the temperature wasn't perfect, so we put them back in for a little bit longer. And then the temperature came right up to where I wanted it to be. And I tested one of the fattest ones there. But what I'm going to be doing here pretty soon, once these get cooled off a little bit, is we're just going to be putting these into these Tupperwares here. And these are just going to go right in the fridge until later. And then later on tonight, we're going to do that with the air fryer again. We're just going to put them in there. And they only take about 12 minutes in the air fryer. So that's awesome. I mean, that's good stuff there, because they come out so crispy, and there's not a whole lot of effort you have to do with these things. And this is basically, I'm just doing basic meal prep, and I probably should get some more meats and stuff like that out of the fridge or out of the freezer for later and get that stuff thawing out, because like I said, I'm going to be doing I got some sirloin in the freezer. I need to break that out at some point. I'll probably wait until after the weekend, or maybe this weekend, to break that sirloin out, and we'll start cutting that up and making some steaks or something. I'm not very good at making steaks. What kind of air fryer do I have? I have an Insta Vortex Plus made by Instapot. It works pretty good. Now I've only had 2 air fryers. One was gifted to me from a friend. We wound up bringing that out to Wasilla and giving it to a family member. That way when we're out there, we can use it, or they can use it as well. They lived in an old trailer home that didn't, not a lot of the stuff in the trailer wasn't working, so I don't think the oven worked in the house. So we wanted to make sure they had a way to cook something, even if it wasn't cooking a lot at the same time. And having everything cooked in the microwave, that'd be miserable, like all the time. I remember when I lived in a cabin out in Houston, Alaska, which is pretty close to where Bill Knott lives, is out that way. But I lived there, and I used to have a toaster oven. And I'm not sure if air fryers were a thing at that time, but those toaster ovens were just amazing, because I was just one guy living in a small cabin, and having a little tiny, toaster oven was great, because I didn't have to get propane for the oven that was in there, let alone heat up the entire cabin, which was small, by the way. And so having a toaster oven was nice. If I had an air fryer, it would have been even better, because that just heats everything so amazing and evenly. And I've really just started messing around with this air fryer. So let's see, we only got 9 people in the stream. We got 7 likes up there. Hey, I appreciate everybody that likes the stream and does help us out here. But yeah, I'm going to repeat this a couple times probably throughout the stream. But yeah, I'm currently fasting right now. We're doing what I'm calling is like a roller coaster type fast. So 36 hours of no eating, and then a 12-hour eating window. So since I started at 6 p.m. last night with my fasting, I can eat again tomorrow morning at 6, and then I'll fast for another 30 hours and so on, right up into my weigh-in for the weekend, and then hopefully we can get some weight loss. I'm trying to get down below 300 pounds and just simply stay there, because I'm so tired of bouncing back and forth around the 300-pound mark. And I do need to get out, and I need to do some more exercises and stuff like that. I have been working with a really cool vibration plate I got from Lifepro. That thing really works for the feet and the legs, and it's been super helpful so far. And I found a spot for it in the house finally, so we're probably walk in there and we'll check it out. But I can get the lights turned on in here. There we go. I got my flat-tired dog on the floor. This dog lays. Oh, the house is full of smoke. Yeah, I did a good job smoking up the house today. So this is where I normally weigh in, over here. So I do my weights here. I got a pretty nifty little setup here. This scale's pretty nice. And then this is the pad here. I can set that on the floor. That works really, really nice for getting a nice, reliable, accurate weight. Now my new fun toy, get the lights turned on in the hallway because it's kind of hard to see here. Yeah, we're taking a tour around the house. But so I put this over here, and this has probably been the best way I've had to store it so far, because it likes to get kicked around in the house. But it's got these nifty little suction cups on the bottom there, and that keeps me from falling off. And then we got the on-off button, and the cord does disconnect, which is kind of nice. Pull that out. But yeah, it's a super cool little vibration plate. And then over here, amongst all my other stuff, it's got a nice little remote control. And this thing only cost me about $89 on Amazon. So that's a pretty cool deal. But you turn it on with this button here, and then you can start it right here. And it's got a whole bunch of programmable features you can do. With the basics is you just start it up, and you can see how it just starts wiggling and wobbling. Now that loosens up your lymphatic system, gets you really good drainage. Now I got 3 different speeds. It's on low speed right now. That'll help. That'll speed it up even more. And then this one here, now that's the highest it'll go. But you definitely don't want to have kids playing on this thing because it's not safe. But when you hit the pause button, it slows down. Now this is another thing. Oh, hold on here. Let's try that. So another interesting thing about this device is it's one of those things you want to get on when it's off. So we're just going to turn it on. You can listen to me jiggle a little bit. There we go. There's a whole lot of motion in this plate right now. But you do this for 5 to 15 minutes, and it does require a little bit of balance. And that balance is what rehabilitates your legs and your feet and stuff like that. I'm currently suffering from neuropathy. So that means I just can't feel like the ball of my foot to my toes. And that's been a problem. It's getting better when I use this thing. If I keep using it every day for 15 minutes to a half an hour each day, you don't want to do a full half hour at a time on this thing. Now, another thing is you want to bend your knees. So if you're not using it, you can sit down in a chair and you can let this thing kind of wobble your legs, and it works pretty good. There's a whole bunch of exercises you can do on these things, and it really does. It jiggles everything. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I'm a wiggling, but it's so much fun to use, and it makes you feel great. And I use it right before I get ready to go out of the house because it limbers up like the feet and the legs and stuff like that, and it makes you so you want to walk. Help me. I appreciate you dropping in. Help me. We're currently messing around on my vibration plate we got from Lifepro. And yeah, maybe someday they'll respond to me. I tried messaging them. But we're going to shut this thing off. It's got a remote. Now this is the cheaper version, so it doesn't have the remote that attaches right to your wrist. So you got to be careful where you leave this thing, because you want to have it in your hand in order to shut it off. and get off safely, because if it's still running, you don't want to just hop off of this thing. So, okay, we're going to shut this thing down and get off. Power it off, by the way. You always want to shut it off. But, all right, so this is what I'm talking about here for those of you just chiming in. So yeah, this is the cheapest one that I could find from Lifepro, and Lifepro has got some really amazing products, by the way. And I've been hearing a lot about them. So it's got suction cups on the bottom, so you got to be careful when you lift it up. And I just store it in here. That way it doesn't get kicked around by everybody, but you want to make sure to shut that off. And that way it's all safe and it's kind of out of the way. We're gonna go check out my dog over here. Hi, help me. We need company. Yeah, we could always use more company in here. But let's see, let's look outside. See what we got going outside in the yard. It looks pretty nice out here. It's not too bad out here. Now it's warmed up a lot since a couple of weeks ago. There's my little shed. But yeah, so the snow's been melting. It's been up in the 40s, by the way, so I can't really complain. We almost have a parking spot out here. Again, we can almost see the ground, and the pavement's starting to show a little bit. Ooh, crazy. I'm looking forward to getting out more and doing more stuff, but right now it's kind of dangerous for me to be walking around on the icy paths and stuff like that until I can really get some really good feeling in my feet, because without good feeling in your feet, you're going to wind up falling down and hurting yourself. So, all right. Ooh, yeah, these things are good to go. I can put these away. So that's what we're going to do next. Flip you around again. Now, I think I can get you all set up over here in a pretty decent way. Okay. Boom. Okay, so these are the chicken wings I've been messing around with today. And these things are absolutely awesome. So the way I do it is I like to get these all pre-cooked. Then I'll put them away in a Tupperware, toss them in the fridge. And then by the time dinner time rolls around, there's like literally no messing around. You just throw these in the air fryer for about 12 minutes. And my handy dandy instant air fryer over there, it automatically cycles. So right around when I have 4 minutes remaining, that's when I can take them out and swap the racks around. And then I'll get perfectly crispy chicken wings. And these things are a little pliable right now, so the texture of these is kind of soft. But when they're cooked in the air fryer, these things are going to be just like they're deep fried. And it was so good the last time, and I can't wait to try these myself tomorrow. And I'll probably make them up tomorrow morning for myself. I'm running out of room. Okay, I might have to put some more. Now these are big fat chicken wings I got from Costco. They are not little tiny kid ones that you tend to buy at the, local wing places we have here. Now the fun part about making chicken wings when you make them like this, it's nice to like season them up a little bit differently. That way you have you just never know what they're gonna taste like. So every time you get a chicken wing, it's kind of like a little surprise. I'm going to get all these put away and then let them cool off some more while they're out here. Wow, there was a lot more than 10 pounds in this bag. The last time I did this, I filled up 2 of these and that was it. So there were more chicken wings in this batch that I got from Costco than the last one. So yeah, I'm going to need a whole nother Tupperware to put that away. This one here, I think I'm going to use a little bit smaller one. Get these on in here. And then maybe if the wife comes home early, I think she went out to the gym for a little while. But if she comes home early, she can have some of these for lunch. And that way, she doesn't have to worry about coming home and making something to eat after she goes out to the gym. So yeah, we're going to let those just calm down over there. Get rid of the tongs. There we go. Then we'll get back on to talking about other carnivore stuff, because yeah, this is this has been a good diet for me so far because, like I said, I was addicted to pizza. Out of all the darn things in the world, pizza. And then it was just screwing me up. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was just doing whatever, not really caring at all. And then over time, you know, I finally figured out a few things about weight loss. It's been a long road. I mean, 45, 46 weeks doesn't seem like a whole lot of time, but I've lost about 130 to 135 pounds since I started. So that's pretty good. Now my 1 year anniversary is going to be coming up here in I think maybe 5 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks. And then I can expect to be making that video before long. That should be hopefully I can make a good video out of that, because not every video does well. We don't always do the best, you know, in making videos. That's why I like getting out on live streams. It's more relaxed. I get to interact with you guys. You never know who's going to jump in because I do these randomly. I should probably try to make announcements if I can, to try to schedule these out at a time. Be like, hey guys, I'm going to be doing a live stream, like say Wednesday at, you know, such and such a time. But I have to consider the fact that the time zone, I'm like, what, 4 hours different from the East Coast. So if people on the East Coast of the United States want to watch me, since I'm in Alaska, I gotta start my stream pretty early. So I'd have to start my stream, let's see, here at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it'll be about 6 o'clock over there on the East Coast. And that's always been a problem because I got family on the East Coast, and I go to call them. You know, we used to usually think about calling family at about 5, 6 o'clock at night. Well, over there, it's late, so half of them are freaking sleeping. Carbs are such an addiction. Yes, they are. They are an addiction. Nice fishing pole collection. That is, I have one fishing pole out there. The wife tends to collect them throughout the year, because what happens here is the tourists come up here and they'll go fishing, and if you're like on the bank and they're getting ready to get on a plane and go home, they just take the fishing pole and hand it. Hey, here, you want a pole? We're getting ready to go, you know, back to Europe or something like that. And they just show up here. They get a temporary out-of-state fishing pass, and they try their hand at fishing here. And you can fish right here out of the city. You don't have to go far for pretty decent salmon fishing, even though it's messy and muddy. But yeah, they come here, they buy a whole bunch of gear. You know, they get waders and all kinds of stuff, and wind up leaving most of it here. It's amazing. So that's how we got the majority of those fishing poles that were donated. A couple of them were donated to my daughters. One was donated to my son. Me and the wife, I think we bought 2 of those poles out there. That's it so far. But yeah, crazy. Well, this is a pretty slow stream. I'm not used to having a slow stream, but it is a work day and people are at work right now. I mean, that's okay. But yeah, for right now, we're just fasting. I'm just waiting on the clock to go by until tomorrow to show up. I don't have a lot of other projects going on. I mean, I do need to get outside and put this on my Jeep. I got a couple other things I need to do to my Jeep real soon. So yeah, if you haven't already, yeah, follow me at Big Man Alaska, especially if you're interested in you know, learning or following along how I'm doing with my weight loss. I'm always uploading videos one way or another. I do enjoy doing these live streams now that I've been, you know, I finally got out of that hole where I was scared. I was scared to death to get out here on live stream because I was always worried about people judging me. That's another thing I like about the carnivore diet is it takes away that anxiety to get out and explore new things and share. Hey, thank you, Vicky Ray. I appreciate you for the subscription. Yeah, we're just out here sharing the adventure as we go. Now, I'm still curious to see if I can get some of the benefits some of these other carnivores have, the more strict I get. So, you know, some of the stories I've heard is they've got improved eyesight. Now, my eyesight deteriorated just before, you know, I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. And it's really no surprise that my eyesight got bad at that point because I was suffocating myself to death for probably over a year. And then I got on a CPAP, and that helped a lot. The CPAP did not help my eyesight. But when I got my CPAP, I was like a lot of other people out here that get a CPAP because I was morbidly obese already. So I had a lot going on here. I had a big, huge, giant neck. And I thought for sure, like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a good night's sleep. Now, my mood did change a little bit, but it didn't change enough. I was still having problems at work with my employers and stuff like that. I still felt overly stressed, even with the CPAP. Now, I haven't been like a total mellow chill until, about 20 some weeks, maybe over 25 weeks of doing the carnivore diet. Like, there's really not a lot that upsets me anymore. So, like stress type jobs and situations, I mean, it's totally improved. Last year I was out hauling snow with the same crew that I haul snow with this year, and even these guys here have noticed a big difference, in my attitude and how I don't whine anymore, because I was always showing up to work religiously. I'd show up to work and then I'd whine about, is it time to go home yet? I'm ready to go home, 3 hours into the shift, and I'd find excuses to go home early or something like that. This year's been totally different when it comes to work. I want to go to work. I want to stick around. I want to do my job. And then I'm looking forward, to completing the entire shift, which is something I didn't like to do before. So, okay, your blood pressure is awesome. So that's one thing you have seen. Yes, the blood pressure has improved. It has improved dramatically. When I started my CPAP, my blood pressure dropped quite a bit, but then I wasn't eating right. I was still eating a lot of pizza. I was still eating a lot of fast food. We'd go to McDonald's, Taco Bell. We'd order Papa John's pizza, Pizza Hut, Domino's. I mean, there was constantly pizza coming through this house, and I was eating like all the pizza. If there was leftover pizza, I'd make sure to like eat it the next day, and it was just pizza, pizza, pizza. And then we had frozen pizzas, and we'd make those. I was a pizza addict. It was bad. And all of those years of just doing that over and over and over again, just created a really heavy guy. I mean, 435 pounds. That's miserable. And since I got rid of 135 pounds of that, I don't see myself in the mirror the same, because it's happened, so quickly. 45, 46 weeks is a pretty quick time frame to lose that much weight. 130 something pounds. That's incredible. And I'm gonna go grab these because I just like the way these look, and I believe these deserve more attention. Boom. All right. Those are amazing. I'm gonna tilt you down just for the effect. There you are. I'm gonna make everybody jealous with my chicken wings, and I can still kind of read if anybody's chiming in here or whatnot. And I appreciate everybody that's jumped in and liked the stream. Today, we were making some chicken wings. I got these frozen at Costco. They come in these 40-pound boxes for about 99 cents a pound. And this is here in Anchorage, Alaska. So that's a really good deal. Now, this is the smaller Tupperware. I got two bigger Tupperwares over here on the counter. But each inside the box of that 40-pound frozen box of chicken wings, you got these nice individually wrapped bags that have approximately 10 pounds of wings in there. And I think this bag had more because, last time I just filled up two large Tupperwares, but now I got another one filled up too. So this is great. But yeah, just cook these in the oven. I cooked them to temp, and I actually have a meat thermometer now, which tells me that I'm in range. So these are going to be put in the fridge here in a little bit, and they're going to go in the air fryer tonight for dinner. So this is just basic meal prep for something I do on the carnivore diet. It's also something I'm doing to, help make some pretty healthy food for the family. And they really liked these the last time, so we're definitely giving these another shot. And hopefully they like them, and hopefully they don't eat them all before tomorrow, because I'll have to be making them again. Yum, chicken. Yeah, chicken wings for like next to nothing compared to what we'd buy them down at the store. I think I only got I can't remember how many I got the last time. I ordered them from Papa John's. And Papa John's doesn't use seed oil when they're cooking their chicken wings. They put them on a tray, or the same pan that they would cook their pizzas on, and they just lay them out there and they run them through the oven. And then on the other side, then they put the sauce on them after they come out. So they're never soaking in any deep fryer or anything like that. As far as I know, Papa John's doesn't even have a deep fryer, because when I worked there, we weren't doing it that way. That's how we were cooking our wings. So Papa John's is a pretty good option for those people on the carnivore diet trying to find some relatively clean type chicken wings if they're on the go. But they were expensive. So I think it was less chicken wings than this. It cost me like over 35 bucks. And this here, this is $1 a pound. This is a couple, maybe a pound, 2.5. So yeah, this is like maybe $2 compared to spending 35 bucks on the same thing. Now, granted, we got to put in the effort to get them cooked and separated, because you do have to process these. You got to cut off the wing tips, and you got to separate the drummies from the wings. And I love the drummies, and it really makes me mad when I spend like 40 bucks on chicken wings and I get no drummies. I mean, that's disappointing. But all right, I bet the sauce has soybean. Yeah, but this is why you can order them without the sauce. So if you're out to eat and you're trying to find a healthier way of eating, you know, you can totally get these with just salt and pepper on them. That's it. You don't have to get sauce. Sauce is an option, especially at all these wing places. There's a lot of carnivores out there right now that's something that we do, is we go to these wing places and we might even ask them the questions. Hey, how do you cook your wings? Is it cooked in beef tallow, or is it cooked in oil, vegetable oil, soybean oil? What is it? And depending on the answer, you know, we're going to avoid that. Because for me, a little bit of soybean oil or vegetable oil makes my feet swell, like almost immediately. It happens fast. We went out to Golden Corral last week, and then yeah, I mean, I was paying for it for several days. Now, I was eating just the steaks and the ham. I did get some of their chicken. They had a little bit of pot roast there. But yeah, it seemed like for 2 or 3 days, my feet were pretty swollen, and it kind of hurt. It wasn't the greatest feeling in the world. So yeah, I kind of got that cleaned out of my system. We're starting another fasting day right now, which is I'm doing 36-hour fasting with a 12-hour eating window. And then we're going back into another 36 hours. And then I have another 12-hour eating window. And then it rolls into Friday. And Friday is going to be a total fasting day up until my weigh-in on Saturday morning. And then I can eat again at 6 a.m. in the morning. So hopefully that doesn't affect how I talk on camera, because I might be grumpy towards the end of the fast. And I need to talk on camera well. Can you block this? What do we got going on there? We got stuff going on in here. What is that? Booty trumpet. Oh, these guys are awesome. Let me see here. Yep. Boom. See you later. Goodbye. Yeah, we don't like that stuff on here. I don't like it when people act like that, you know, in the live stream, because it does bug people. And wow, that was a lot. That guy just trashed my freaking feed for some reason. I don't know why they do that. I think they're like little teenagers that come on here. So who's still in here? Let me know that you're still in here. Anybody I recognize, because that's the fun part about doing these live streams, is quite often I see people I recognize in here, and it just makes it a whole lot more fun. We just kind of yak it up, and sometimes people ask me random questions about what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, what the weather's like in Alaska. Let's see, SKJ. I don't recognize you though. Have we talked before? SKJ. I appreciate you for being here. I just don't. I usually recognize the majority of these people. That's the only reason I'm asking. Jake from State Farm. That's great. I can save you a bunch of money, dude. I bet you could. We already have State Farm insurance, by the way. Algorithm brought me here randomly. Really thinking of trolling, but don't have to. Well, I appreciate it if you're not trolling. The algorithm probably didn't bring you here, because these live streams for me they pop up in the short stream Tumblr there. So if you're just flipping through the feed, yeah, I might just randomly pop up. And sometimes I go deliberately searching for these live streams to see what other people are doing or what they're not doing, because a lot of times I'll pop into a live stream and it's like the most dead thing, especially in this vertical format. And it's like, dude, you got to talk. You can't just be quiet. People want to hear something. They don't want to sit there, you know, and just watch a bunch of chicken wings, you know, blow smoke. That's not interesting. That's not fun. But yeah, crazy. But yeah, hey, I got chicken wings. I hate how my camera likes to do this auto color focus thing. Like I come back, my face gets a different color. I go forward, it gets gray. I need a better phone for this. I'm thinking about an iPhone, but I don't know if iPhones will do that either. Do you get oil money? We do get a PFD up here every year, but I wouldn't move here for that, because it gets spent on bills like almost immediately with inflation and everything. The majority of that money is just gone. I mean, every year. And it seems like the prices of everything, everyday living here in Alaska,
it doesn't equate, you know. So, you know, like say if you get a dividend that's like $1,300, and that's per person in the house, that seems like a lot of money. But when you look at the price of oil, you look at the price of gasoline, the price of food at the supermarket, it's making us all broke. Now, before all of this stuff, before the pandemic, I had a savings account. I had a really nice fat savings account. And then my health and my weight got out of control, and then all of a sudden I went completely backwards. Especially this year, it's been really bad this year as far as money up here, because I mean, if you're not out working every day, and I don't have a regular job in the wintertime, I am a truck driver, but my job is to haul snow, and this time of year it doesn't snow. So we're living off our tax return right at the moment. And once that's gone, I'm already panicking, because you know, $2,000 to $3,000 doesn't last you very long up here, especially when you're, you know, spending $300 to $400 a month on groceries to feed your family and the kids. You know, life gets expensive. So yeah, a $1,300 dividend won't last most people long at all. Let's see. Mark Kidding Milter, haul snow. Yeah, we haul snow here in Alaska. When it snows a lot here in town, my main contract is hauling snow either from the Anchorage port, and that's where all our goods and containers come in for the groceries and stuff like that. We also ship stuff out of the port. We put stuff on the boat and it ships out of here. But it's a huge area, a lot of square feet. It's got to be cleaned every time. That snow's got to be hauled off. Our other main account is one of the major hospitals here. So every time it snows about a half an inch, we're hauling snow out of the hospital just to make it safe for the people to come in and get treatments and stuff like that. So, yeah. Snow, where do you haul it to and why? Well, yeah, we haul it for mainly to get it out of the way, because when it's cold out here in Alaska, the snow doesn't go away. It just sits there. And when it piles up, it creates a giant, like, glacier type iceberg. And it gets so packed down at the snow dumps, we can actually make mountains and drive trucks up on top of it. But yeah, we got to haul it off. We got several places to dump snow around town. Now, this year we had a lot of snow, like last year. So I was hauling snow out of Anchorage this year to a place in Eagle River and dumping my loads of snow out there. And that's quite a drive. I mean, it's about an hour. As soon as you leave the job, you're gone for an hour before you come back. And that's with a side dump truck. ASMR with bloody corpses. I am here. I like your tattoo. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I should have probably. Now, if I put coconut oil on here, it looks really shiny. And I got this tattoo for like next to nothing. It was a relative that did this for me. And when I came up with the idea of what I wanted to do, it was like a little tiny image about this big, because he was just practicing, tattoo. And then all of a sudden he came up with this whole thing. And I'm like, dude, ink it up, man. If you want to do that for, next to nothing, right on, let's do that. It hasn't been touched up since he did it. And I'm pretty happy with it. It's supposed to be like a phoenix or something like that. But I was thinking about doing like a bald eagle, like with its wings kind of facing forward like that. But yeah, it's what it is. Have you called the Louis C.K. of Alaska snow removal? I don't know what that means. Vitaly, let's see, you got a few trolls. Yeah, we get a few trolls in here. Now the last live stream was horrible. I mean, I was clearing out people left and right. Hey, there you are. I recognize you. Make sure I clicked on the right profile. And I can do this here. Boom. Manage moderator, block words, change modes. Standard moderator can review and remove chat messages and hide. There you go. Donna Couture, you have been promoted to take care of whatever you feel is necessary in the live stream. It's only limited range capabilities, but yeah, you see people trolling, you can just click on their image and you'll get the option to, take care of them and stuff like that. So it's just easier to manage. This is something I'm just learning how to do. I have given other people the permission, to actually take care of this stuff on the live streams for me. So, but I just haven't made another live stream since I did that. Yes, I am in Anchorage, Alaska, CB. I was just trying to make conversation since I said he needed to talk. Yes, I talk a lot. I can talk for hours, by the way, about everything. Let's see, are you in the oil business? No, I am not, CB. I used to work for the oil fields up in Prudhoe Bay. I worked on some of the drill rigs and stuff like that. I also worked in part of the oil field called Capart, which is right next to Prudhoe Bay. And that's bigger than Prudhoe Bay, I think. But I worked for a company called ASRC. And then they laid us all off, just like, see you later, get on the plane, go home, with no warning, nothing. And it was all because the price of oil went down a little bit. So they laid off like half the crews, and they were laying down rigs and stuff like that. And I don't think I'll ever go back up there, even though the money's pretty good. But I mean, that is like the ultimate treat you like a number. And it's a buddy club. So they kept all the buddies, you know, if you're buddy with somebody up there, they kept them around. And I wasn't in the buddy club apparently, so I got a plane ride home, and got to spend time with my family. But since I got laid off, it created a lot of hardships at home because it was unexpected. There was no, you know, notice at all. Like, hey, you better, you know, finish up your hitch. You're going home, not coming back. There was nothing. So when they lay people off in the oil fields, they literally just chop the nuts off. They send you home, and they do that for security reasons. Because if you're butthurt about getting laid off and sent home, and you could do a lot of damage up there in an oil field really quickly. You could just literally turn a couple of valves and throw everything out of whack. So I understand why they do what they do. Let's see. Can you give examples of your cost of living? Well, the cost of living up here really depends on what you expect for a way of living, not necessarily how much money you make, because you can live up here affordably. But a lot of people are under the misconception that they have to have, you know, really nice homes, you know, carpeted floors and stuff like that. So if you can get past that, you know, you can say you want to live in a cabin, or you want to live in a trailer home, a fixer-upper type trailer home. You can live here pretty affordably. Like, we live in a 1975 Redmond trailer. We paid like $18,000 for it. Right as the pandemic was, you know, full swing, and we wanted to get out of rental property just because we can actually own this immediately. And then we didn't have to worry about, you know, the rental crisis, which is the price of rent for everybody went up around here. So if you're renting, it's absolutely insane to rent, in my opinion. So if I were to move up here, I'd move up here with a big family with a bunch of people that are working, and everybody lives in the same house until it's paid off. And that way everybody's chipping in on the same home. That's the cheapest and easiest way to live up here, is doing that. And there's a lot of people that come in from the islands and other places like the Philippines. That's kind of how they do it, is they just get up here and they all chip in on the same living space. And that way they're not all paying a lot of money. Let's see. I looked like an important comment. I cut us back up here a little bit. Donna Couture, I live in Massachusetts, John, and it's ridiculously expensive. Food, gas, oil have gone through the roof. They also call Massachusetts Taxachusetts. Donna, I lived in New Hampshire, so I know exactly what you're talking about. That is freaking awesome. But yeah, I lived about 50 miles away from Boston in a place called Concord, and I lived in a little town just outside of Concord, New Hampshire. So yeah, we'd go down to Massachusetts and Boston and visit, go down to Cape Cod and stuff like that. But yeah, the Taxachusetts, and yeah, they got a nickname for people from Massachusetts. You know, it's kind of mass holes is the term that they would use, because they would typically move out of there to avoid the taxes, live in a place like New Hampshire and just commute to work every day. That way to avoid that, but that you can't get around the tolls. I mean, you're constantly paying tolls and extra taxes. It's I don't know. It just got overcrowded up there. I didn't like it. I do like the architecture in New Hampshire, by the way. No, I'm not going to say that. Nope. Weird. I get some weird, funny people that drop in here. Huh. Can you? No, I'm not going to do that. Why would I say that? That is absolutely ridiculous. Ta-da. Is it going to work? And you're gone. Bye. I don't know why people want to go down that road. I don't play them games. I like them. I mean, I like them popping in here and being a little crazy, but yeah, you just need to just run them off. They start acting silly like that. It's just whatever. But all right, let's see. We got a pretty busy comment section here. I appreciate that. I like everybody that's chiming in, even if they are saying stuff that's inappropriate at times. I finished up my 7-day fast last night. Hey, Gary, thank you for joining. Gary Frazier at 8:30 and was 31 pounds, lost 14 pounds, 7 days. That's awesome news to hear. Today I weighed in at 311. All right, perfect. Hopefully you don't have what happened to me, Gary, which is like I'm kind of stuck, like in between, just being under 300 pounds and just being a little over. It's like it just keeps going back and forth. I think the anxiety of it all, because it's a big goal of mine to stay under 300 pounds, it's just tossing me for a loop. It's just, if it stresses you out, it creates cortisol, and then cortisol slows you down. And since I'm not exercising, that's not helping either. And then exercise creates cortisol. So then I wind up gaining more weight, retaining more water. It's like whatever, I'll get there eventually. And yeah, we'll work on that. You look so much like my family. Well, that's good. I might be your family. You never know. I'm related to a lot of people. I got family on the East Coast. I got family up here in Alaska. I got family in Nome. I got family in Wasilla. Family in a little village called Naknek outside of here, which is down south. And that's where the Naknek and King Salmon is where I applied to be a state trooper years ago, and they wanted to put me down there. That was the only reason I didn't become a state trooper, is because they want me to spend a year down there before I could get assigned anywhere else. And I didn't want to go down there for an entire year as a state trooper. What's your favorite food? Well, my favorite food has always been pizza ever since I was little bitty. But I had to come up with a new remedy for pizza because I was a glutton for pizza. So after a lot of time and looking into it, there's like a carnivore type pizza, which I make out of it's basically canned chicken you can buy at Walmart. And then I just add an egg to it, like 2 cans, makes the crust of canned chicken. Then I put an egg in there, and I'll drop some hard Parmesan cheese, like the grated type. And then I'll mix it all together with my hands and make a nice pizza crust. Then you can put whatever you want on top of that. And I call that a carnivore pizza. I have that video attached to my channel where I made that for the first time, and it was so good. I mean, the crust, even though it's made out of chicken meat, the Parmesan cheese holds it up. It holds its value. So it's less floppy than like a thin crust pizza. So when you hold it up, it's not just falling apart. And it's really filling. So compared to eating a whole pizza like I used to do, 2 slices of a carnivore pizza would fill me up pretty good. So yeah, chicken crust, mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, whatever meats or whatever you want to put on there, worked out amazing. Do you have family in Illinois? I used to. She passed away. My aunt used to live just outside of St. Louis on the Illinois side, and she passed away. She was a very nice, eccentric lady, and I had to go help clean out some stuff in her home, and it was just she was a hoarder. It had so much stuff in it, you couldn't hardly move around. But okay, have you tried the only 1 meal a day diet? OMAD. Yeah, that's Caden Hughes. Okay. Have you tried the only 1 meal a day diet? OMAD. Help me stop feeling sluggish. All good for the organs and arteries. Fasting has been around since the dawn of time. Absolutely, Caden. I do fasting. I personally like the 1 meal a day OMAD. But if you do it for too long, it doesn't work as well. So that's why I mix it up. So I might do a period of time, like if work gets busy, I'm definitely going back to OMAD. And that's just because that's what time allows for me. So I'm not a big guy that likes to eat breakfast, even though I'm a big guy. But yeah, I'm not big on breakfast. I'm not big on eating lunch. So, but I do like eating dinner when I get home. Now, what's changed everything is that now when I get home, I'm eating, mainly meats and fats and stuff like that, but I'm not overdoing it like I used to. And I'm still getting enough calories. And if I do want to bring a snack, I'll go out and buy some Chomps. Chomps is a good, healthy beef stick type of option that we can use. And that works out pretty good. It's not a spicy type beef stick, and it's not real greasy, so it works really nice. And another snack I like to bring to work would be like hard-boiled eggs or pickled eggs. I make my own pickled eggs, and those work out pretty good. So 2 or 3 of those, I mean, that's a meal in itself. And then you're still in autophagy because eggs don't spike anything. They're not spiking your blood sugar. So I can still, lose weight while I'm at work, and I can still eat some food. Sardines and oysters, that's another healthy snack that I like to get into. Let's see. I used to do that. I'm fairly new to this. All right. I'm a mom that's always busy, so I don't eat brunch. Coffee, energy drinks are my breakfast and supper. Boy, I don't know how old you are. If you're drinking energy drinks still, the only thing I can imagine is that you're, maybe in your 20s or 30s. And I'm not going to really speculate on how old people are here because I'm just guessing. But now, when I was in my 20s and 30s, yeah, I was reckoning with energy drinks, and those energy drinks will destroy a person over time. There's not one out there that's worth a darn. I mean, you're better off drinking electrolytes to get your energy that way. That's what I do now. I mean, if I go to work, I pack electrolytes with me in a big, tall water bottle, and I use that in replacement of a coffee, because that was another thing I used to go out and buy. It was either energy drinks like Red Bull or Monster energy drinks, or there's so many to choose from now. And they all look like cartoon characters these days because they're just advertising to the younger generation, because they know us older guys, we're not into that anymore. And if we are, we're suffering from other issues like diabetes, or our pancreas is shutting down because of all the crap that's in these things. So now, let's see, I just turned 40. Yep, you are right in the range where the rest of us are starting to figure it out there, ASMR. I was kind of getting the gist around 40, but man, like I'll be 50 years old this year, but I didn't start figuring any of this out until within the last year. I just thought I knew stuff, because all our life we were taught, if you want to lose weight, you need to go exercise more. You want to lose weight, you need to eat a salad. I mean, it's one thing to say stuff like that, but okay, make that sustainable for enough people to actually have it happen. It's really not sustainable unless you're just super, super gung-ho. And that's kind of where I fall in. I was 435 pounds, 46 weeks ago. I mean, I was just about ready to, figure out a way to build a handicap ramp off of this trailer home. I was going to be stuck in bed. There was a lot of things going on there. So yeah, all I did was pray to God every day that he would take me. And I didn't want to wake up when I went to bed. I just wanted to just pass away in my sleep and die. It was just so, and there's a lot of other people out here on the internet. They have the same exact story I got, and they all got to carnivore almost exactly the same way. I mean, I talked to a lot of these carnivores that got these huge channels, and I asked them, I said, all right, tell me your how it started. Give me the short version. And for the most part, they come up with the same, they didn't come up with it, but this is how they got to where they are now. Is, they first started looking into fasting. Fasting started the weight loss process, and then they started looking into eating strategies, because fasting isn't exactly sustainable for the long term, especially for weight loss, because it takes a lot of work to do a fast. I mean, it takes a lot of preparation. There's a lot of mental processes going on there. So they tend to look into other things. And a lot of us, we started with keto type eating. Well, that got confusing in a hurry. So then we moved on to Ketovore. Ketovore worked pretty good, but a lot of us had the curiosity, or enough friends that have actually been doing carnivore say, hey, try carnivore, see how it works for you. If you don't like it, you can always go back to Ketovore or keto, and it's not a big deal. And so right now I've just been focusing, trying to be as strict as possible, 100% carnivore, and hopefully over time I can see some of these extended benefits some of these people are having. But when your aches and pains go away in your knees, in your feet, in your hips, in your lower back, I mean, in your neck, when the swelling goes away from your cranium and it actually gets small enough that you're not getting neck pains, I mean, that's an added benefit. I mean, it's not that carnivore's the win all type situation for everybody, but it does work for a lot of us, and that's why we're doing it, is because it works for a lot of us compared to all the other stuff that we've tried. I mean, just getting to the gym, not sustainable. Being able to afford a gym, not sustainable lifestyle for many people out there. And then you got to get the transportation back and forth and stuff like that. And let alone, people have children. There's 1,001 reasons why people just can't get to the gym or get out and move as much as they should. And we still have to get over what's going on in our brain for excuses to not get out and actually do stuff, because it's hard. It is hard. But fasting is a great way to lose weight with little to no exercise. But you got to do it right. You can't just not eat. You got to think about the length of your fast, when you're going to start your fast, what you're going to do while your fast is going on. Are you going to take vitamins and nutrients? Are you going to take electrolytes, which I think everybody should? I mean, most people are electrolyte deficient anyways. So when you're having that, you're crashing at the end of the day, yeah, you're probably electrolyte deficient. And if you want better sleep, take your electrolytes before you go to bed too. You can take them in the morning, you can take them right before bed, and you're going to sleep like a freaking baby. It's almost like taking that, what is it that they give those kids? I can't even think of what it's called. Melatonin. It's like giving a kid melatonin. But, there's dangers to giving kids melatonin too. So, if you guys are like juicing your kids up with melatonin before bed, you might want to look into that, because they become like immune, and it screws them up after a while. So be careful with melatonin as well. Let's see. What do we got in here? I'm thinking of doing a water diet. Water fasts work really well. Now, when I've done my water fast, every morning it was electrolytes. First thing in the morning, I was making my electrolytes at home. You can buy your electrolytes if you got the money. I don't, so I have to make my own, and it's pretty simple to do. I have that, I talk about that on my channel as well. And then I was taking vitamins and supplements, whatever vitamins and supplements that I felt like I needed at the time. So, like B12, D3s, fish oil, omega-3s, that's a big one. Zinc. There's not a whole lot that I even take anymore. Because I'm getting a lot of the nutrition from my meats and fats that I eat, because I eat a variety of different meats and fats. I try to stay away from the stuff like pork chops, and I'll eat a little bit of bacon, but I don't get carried away with the bacon anymore, because it does make me feel sluggish. But that was one thing I was using when I first started transitioning into carnivore, was the bacon, and that was helping a lot of my digestive issues. So once I got rid of those digestive issues, it was so much easier just to eat nothing but 80-20 ground beef. And that's the simplest way of doing carnivore. It's just buy the cheap meat. If it's under $2.99 a pound, or less than that, yeah, you're getting a pretty good deal. I have a microwave egg poacher, nice and easy. Add hemp seed on the top. It doesn't sound too bad. That works. When I packaged egg breakfast, I ate them. Lost Medicaid, so I can choose more, but mostly just eat minimally. So yeah, you definitely want to get your health and nutrition in there. Now, eggs, I've done egg fast, by the way, and I've lost considerable amount of weight doing egg fast, anywhere from 7 to 14 pounds, doing that just for 5 days. I wouldn't recommend a prolonged egg fast, because eggs do not have everything a body needs. So you need to have other stuff in there, whatever type of eating strategy you're using. But just eating eggs, and you can eat a lot of eggs. I was eating anywhere from 8 to 20 eggs per day. That was keeping me under the 2,000 calorie mark. So I was in a slight calorie deficit, but I was full of a lot of nutrients and stuff like that. But you don't want to go do that for too long, because you're still missing a lot of nutrients just with eating eggs alone. So after the egg fast is over, you want to mix it up. That way, go back to something similar to what you were doing. And then if you want to try it again, wait about, at least a week or two before you try to do another egg fast. But another powerful fast I used was sardines, believe it or not. Sardines were awesome. Not only do sardines promote ketosis, they're a multivitamin in a fish. That fish is full of so much goodness. If you don't like sardines, there's ways of getting sardines into your diet, which is you can add it to ground beef, you can add it to tuna fish. It'll just completely be hidden in there. You won't even notice they're there. But yeah, they're amazing. Egg cleanup is a chore. I've never had a problem cleaning up eggs. How are you doing? How are you cooking your eggs? It's such a chore. Huh. Okay, that's Technofont. That's an interesting channel name. All right. That's good to know. So, I must have missed something. Quail is the best meat. Quail is delicious. Now we have ptarmigans up here in Alaska. The wife likes to grouse hunt, And last year she brought home a lot of grouse, and I didn't know that there's a difference in flavor between the grouse. Like we have spruce hen, and then we have rough grouse. The rough grouse tastes really good. The spruce hen, not so much. And then if you got to get them at the right time of year too, or else they're going to taste like pine needles. Those don't taste very good, once they start eating needles. But if they're in the berries, they taste pretty decent. Let's see, who gets camel meat? I don't know. I don't eat camel meat. We don't have it here. Do you eat carabara meat? I don't know what carabara meat is. Now, if you're saying caribou, yeah, we'd eat caribou if we had it come through here, but we don't have a lot of caribou down here towards the Anchorage area. You got to go almost 200 miles north of here to get into some reliable caribou. Now, there is a herd that runs south of here, and they run down through like the Kenai Peninsula area. But right here in the Anchorage area, I don't think I've ever seen a caribou right around here. Run one with Metheny. Kabara, Australia, maybe. Nope. I don't know what that is. Before I went carnivore, I had terrible digestive issues. It was so bad that it made me hate eating. Yes, Donna. Yeah, me too. I mean, because we're just programmed from a very young age to believe that vegetables are the answers to losing weight, to better health, eat more vegetables. I don't know how many times I heard that. My doctors promoted that. The health and nutrition center that we have here, I talk to them about diets and stuff like that. And they're always promoting lots of vegetables, eat this, eat that for vegetables. Man, every time I did, I felt worse. And then when you feel bad when you're doing something, you tend to go back to the way you used to eat. And that screwed me up so horribly bad. I mean, my digestion was all upside down, because we don't naturally digest fiber. Fiber just pumps out the other end. That's why corn comes out looking like corn. It's just, crazy. But I was eating so much of it. The vegetables were also the cause of my kidney stones. I didn't know that. I mean, I haven't had any problem with kidney stones since starting the carnivore diet. I mean, I had kidney stones that were so bad, from eating nuts and stuff like spinach, but I was eating a lot. I was eating a lot of raw spinach because I thought it was healthy. I was eating a lot of nuts because they were telling me to. And then, I just listened to the wrong people at the wrong times, and it created a lot of problems for me. Let's see. Caribbean, South America, dystopia. That's about teeth and bones. I don't know what's going on there. But one thing I am looking forward to, if it ever happens, is the gums stop. Because I get a little bit of gum bleeding, especially when I floss. But one thing I do like about fasting in particular is you can keep your mouth incredibly clean. I mean, before you start a fast, you brush your teeth and you floss and all that, and you do it while you're fasting as well. But it's just your teeth feel so good. And then with the carnivore diet, once you get all the meat and stuff picked out from in between your teeth, you feel pretty freaking amazing after that too. So, I mean, that's awesome. But I am looking forward to hopefully having gums that don't bleed anymore. And a lot of people say that their teeth get better when doing the carnivore diet. That's something I have been experiencing. I did have some sensitivity in my teeth in certain areas, where like food would get stuck and stuff like that. And I had some dental work done here in the front. So I had, sensitive area that's all gone away. The sensitivity has completely gone away. And even when I was flossing, it would make me go, ugh, because it was just slightly sensitive. That's gone away. So, I mean, that is a great thing. Let's see what's going on in here. Same idea with the floss. Burns my gums. Yeah, that really sucks. Okay, Parosiana. I'll figure out how to pronounce your name eventually. John, have you ever had tartar removed from your teeth and floss regularly? I have had it removed. But I also had a lot of, like years ago, when I first moved up to Alaska, I moved up here from Joplin, Missouri, because I was trucking down in the lower 48. And I picked Joplin, Missouri specifically because it was in the middle of the United States down there. And I could go any direction in the country and be home within a day and a half reliably. So that was kind of nice. But the water quality in Joplin, Missouri was so bad. It was rotting out my teeth all the way around the gum lines. So I had a lot of fillings done, around the bottoms and around some of the teeth on the top. But as soon as I got to Alaska, that all changed because the water quality up here is different. I appreciate it. You don't have to do that over and over and over again. Why? Okay. See you later, Anna. I like it when people say good stuff like that, but you don't have to do it 1,000 times. I mean, it's totally okay to, tell me Jesus loves me and you want to pray for me or something like that, but it doesn't have to be over and over again. You got your point across. It is what it is. This a year later, I discovered I was gluten intolerant and could eat most things without pain issues. Now, I don't know if I was gluten intolerant or not, but I know with the absence of a gluten, and I've said this in video before, I don't even know what a gluten looks like, but it's just everything improved once I started getting rid of the whatever had gluten in it. The pizza crust, the sub sandwiches, the burger buns, and the hot dog buns. And got rid of it all, and I stopped buying all these breads. Now, the only bread when I was on the keto, doing strict keto, the only bread I found that actually really, really worked well was Ezekiel bread, which is live spent grain bread or whatever it is, but it worked amazing. It didn't break me out of ketosis. It didn't create a sugar insulin spike for me. I was still losing weight eating that way. The bread didn't taste that bad, but you had to toast it. It was one of those types of breads where you had to toast it and toast it a lot to have it actually have a decent texture that you like. Yeah, sprouted grains. There you go. Loaded Traveler. Yeah, that's some amazing bread. I mean, it's expensive. I mean, I was going to do a video about it, buying the most expensive bread at Walmart, but somebody else got to it, and I didn't feel like, kind of doing a copycat video, even though it probably would have done great. But it was just a little bit off my current topic at the time, so I wasn't going to focus on it. And I kind of stumbled on this whole, carnivore weight loss type stuff, just through the series of actually doing a weight loss journey. And the reason I started doing YouTube weight loss journey was because I was running out of ideas, because my previous YouTube videos were shopping videos. I was doing Walmart prepping type, and trying to heighten a little bit of anxiety. That's really popular stuff, by the way. People love, to feel scared or feel like somebody knows a little bit of inside information about this or that. So I can see why the prepping community is so incredibly popular. But that really wasn't me. I was kind of outside my own element. But even though people like the shopping videos, and I would get like thousands and thousands of views doing those, it wasn't sustainable type video creation until I got into just figuring out that I can just talk about my simple weight loss and stuff like that, what I'm doing to eat, what I'm doing to get healthier, and hopefully help other people. Because I didn't like the idea of all these people coming at me from all these different angles, wanting me to buy their products, buy their vitamins, buy their, $90 supplements. That's all I saw. And I was like, man, there's got to be a way to do this without spending all that money on all these supplements, without wasting $100 and something a month on a gym membership. There's got to be a way to lose weight. And that's what led me down the road to fasting. It was like, wow, I can lose weight. I can get it started at least. I'm not exercising, but with weight loss, like the initial weight loss, from morbidly obesity down to here, once you get that first 100 pounds off, it promotes more motion. You're going to move more naturally anyways, because you lost the weight. So you're naturally going to start exercising. It was my selling point. Little to no exercise gets you down to a healthy spot where you can exercise and you're not going to physically injure yourself by trying to go to the gym. Because people are like, oh, go walk more. Well, I was 435 pounds. Walking was horribly painful. It was horribly painful. I actually injured myself in several different videos, when I was out trying to get more exercise. But I wasn't at the point with my weight loss where I should have been exercising. I am now. I can actually get out, and I think I can go for a pretty long walk now without coming back injured. But we're going to have to give that a shot here in the next couple of days, or maybe even today after I'm done this. You got some white, whatever that is. Okay, Steak Butter Gal is a great reference. Yes, they are. Steak and Butter Gal has some amazing information. GI Carnivore. She's on YouTube. Yeah, I follow them as well. I can't eat veggies even though I love the taste of them. Then I was taking mega food vitamins that made from veggies, and I compounded my problems. Oh, that's a frustrating one. I mean, they really sucker us in with these green labels. You know, because there's a lot of like packages on some of these foods now, and they ramp them up with the colors, and then they give you these other added colors. You got food coloring in there, and the food coloring sucks. And then you look on the back of the package, and it's made out of crap. It's like, dude, I used to buy a lot of that stuff. I mean, I was like a lot of people that just go to the store and we see a healthy label, heart healthy, or no GMOs or something like that. We don't ever flip the package around. That's one thing that helped get me to where I'm at now, is that I'm reading ingredients now. I hyper analyze the ingredients. I'm flipping it over. If it's got so many ingredients on the list that I don't understand, it's not worth the purchase. That means it's overly processed. There's too much stuff going into that food. You just need to stay the heck away from it. I mean, yeah, if I have to Google 3 words on that ingredients label, there's a problem already. I mean, because especially if you're just getting something simple, like if I order chicken wings, for instance, then all of a sudden I have to like 23 different ingredients that go into these. That's a mess. It's already a mistake. We should try to avoid those mistakes. Let's see, Donna, I brush my teeth with baking soda, a few drops of water. Most toothpaste has fluoride, so I don't use them anymore. Now we do, I'm trying to think, maybe Tom's is what I use. I don't know if it's any better or not. I mean, it's got no fluoride. Now the wife she likes a toothpaste that's got no fluoride, but it's like made out of lime or something like that. And I bought it a while back, and she just happens to like it. She likes the way it makes her teeth feel. She likes everything about it. It doesn't have any fluoride, and it works for her. And I could probably go hunt around the house and find it, just to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Because it's an option. It leaves a little film in my mouth for some reason, so I'm not sure if everybody would like this product. But yeah, we're just gonna trip over the random stuff my children left on the floor. There it is. Okay. So this is what it is here. Coconut lime. Now, I believe we found this product on Amazon. It comes out and it's like a white gel. So this is what she uses for her toothpaste, and there's nothing bad in here. It's all pretty decent stuff here. But yeah, I think my toothpaste I use the Tom's. This works pretty good. I haven't had a problem with that. But I bought my wife one of these a while ago. It's called Aquasonic. They're not very expensive toothbrushes, and the refills for these are very inexpensive, and it's battery operated. It's got a whole bunch of little buttons on the front for different types of vibration. That is nice. I appreciate that. And I was using just a standard regular toothbrush before, and it doesn't work anything like that thing does. That thing is like a Ferrari when you put it in your mouth. It's like, wow, that's amazing. Oh yeah. Show everybody my son's bird again. This is what he got when he went out hunting. That's the grouse. We hunt these up here in Alaska. That's just one of the many things we do, and we eat the meat off of those birds. There's not a whole lot there, but you can get like 4 or 5 of them in a day. It's pretty good. I don't mind. I wish I wasn't fasting today, because I would totally wreck these chicken wings. They look amazing. Oh. So, well, you guys, let's see what happened. Oh, nothing happened. So you guys think this is cheesy? This is what I got for my Jeep. I'm gonna put this on the back of my yellow Jeep. And the reason I bought that Jeep was because I lost so much weight. I can actually fit in a Jeep now. I couldn't fit behind the wheel of the Jeep, and I always wanted to buy a Jeep just for fun up here. I mean, it doesn't even mean I have to go off-roading. I just like driving them. They're just super fun, small wheelbase. I mean, if something happens, you can just drive down in a ditch and usually get around whatever you need to get around up here. Or you can randomly rescue people like I've done in the past. I had that little tiny Jeep for less than less than a week or two, and my wife got her Jeep stuck way out in Big Lake, so I had to drive all the way out there to rescue her. That was a trip. That was a scary trip too, because I didn't know if the Jeep was going to have all 4 tires fall off or not. Canker sores. Thankfully, I don't get those. I haven't gotten a canker sore in a long time. I definitely haven't gotten a canker sore since I started on the carnivore diet. I don't have any of those pains going on inside of my mouth. All right, we got 29 people in the stream. If you guys could, just smash that like button. That always helps us get my videos out there, promotes the live streams. And I don't know if it does anything to the algorithm or not. Whatever. I mean, we're not here to make a ton of money. We're just here to have fun, communicate with people from all around the world is what I like to do. People all from the lower 48. You know, I like having that reach to be able to meet new people, understand new things, you know, different people's opinions from where they grew up or where they are right now. You know, I like talking to people in all corners of the world. I mean, I got friends in China. I mean, that's fun because, you know, when you hear the boogeyman on the news, you know how our news over here in the United States, they just love to make China the boogeyman for everything. And China is a huge country, by the way. I mean, you hear about China and you think it's like this little tiny spot on the map. It's insignificant. It's absolutely huge. So isn't Russia. Russia is a huge place, and we love to make them sound like the boogeyman too. But if you've ever met somebody from either or, I mean, they're pretty nice people, and they're not all about all this crappy politics. And you start talking about it, and they're just like, just whatever. Don't believe the nonsense and stay out of there. Let's see, Jeremy, little baby, we're doing pretty good there. I appreciate you dropping in. Yeah, so anyways, we made early on in the video, I made these. It wasn't a very detailed version of how I made these, but so I got these at Costco. I made them from frozen in the oven. Basically what I do is I get these cooked up to temperature. I toss them in a Tupperware. It's just meal prep. I put them in the fridge, and tonight when the family gets home, we're gonna toss these back in the air fryer, and they're gonna crisp right up. The skins and stuff like that crisp up almost immediately. And then they're only in the air fryer for 12 minutes, by the way. So, and I got 2 different racks on 2 different levels. So once they get down to about 4 minutes cook time, and the thing goes off, and I just switch the racks. So after that, they're done. Put them on a plate. You know, 12 minutes, they're just out of the air fryer onto everybody's plate. Got a whole bunch of happy kids and happy wife. And if you got a happy wife, you might have a happy life if you're lucky. But okay, guys, yeah, we're getting a little long here, and I'm going to be cutting this stream right about here. I need to get these put away in the fridge. I got to find something else to do with my day besides sit at this kitchen table. This is my safe spot, guys, because I suffer from a lot of anxiety. So just going out the door sometimes is a struggle for me, even in my own yard. And it's stuff I'm working on. It's stuff I'm getting over. And I just have to work a little bit each day to hopefully get somewhere, you know, eventually. So if you could, just pray for me. I pray for all my viewers. And yeah, I really do care about everybody that chimes in and everybody that jumps into these comment sections, you know, the videos that I create. I really enjoy talking to everybody, getting to know everybody in the community, because that's what the carnivore community is all about. Is we care about each other. We like to get to know each other. We like to help each other out. You know, hopefully to, you know, have a better tomorrow if we're lucky. But all right, guys, God bless, and I want you all to take care. And I'll see you in the next one, okay?